Welcome to our daily dose of design, episode number 11. I'm Michelle, and here at My Designs in the Chaos, it's always our goal to develop, encourage, and grow your crafting talent and confidence. And so, right now, we are in the middle of a live series of 30 days of lives, where each day I am talking about all kinds of things in regards to SVG files and designing SVG files. And I'm getting all of these questions directly from you. So if you have a question about SVG files, make sure to send me an email. I have it right there across the bottom of the screen, info@mydesignsandthechaos.com, and maybe your question will be featured. So today I want to answer the question that came up yesterday. It was sent over to me yesterday. And in previous videos, I've talked about different programs that you can design in. And I've shared that my favorite program to design in is Adobe Illustrator. So hello, guys. I'm so glad that y'all are here. So I've shared that my absolute favorite program to design in is Adobe Illustrator. And so the question was sent in yesterday, well, why is that your favorite? There's a lot of other free programs out there. Why is Adobe Illustrator superior to those programs? And so I thought I would share with you 3 quick reasons today as to why I prefer Adobe Illustrator. Now, I want to start off with saying, if you have never designed anything, you don't have a background in graphic design, you are not even sure if you can draw a stick person, I can totally relate to you because that was absolutely me when I first started. I'm going to encourage you to actually start with Inkscape instead of starting with Adobe Illustrator. Inkscape is totally free. You can go download it today. But once you've been in Inkscape for a while and you are familiar with it and you're comfortable with it and you realize, I like doing this, I want to do this more, I encourage you to take the next step to Adobe Illustrator. That's the path that I took. I think that it works really well. And there's a couple reasons why. I think that if you're going to do this more than just every once in a while, and you decide, hey, I want to regularly design SVG files and potentially even open a shop with it, these are some of the reasons why I think that you should move over to Adobe Illustrator. So step number 1. So like I said, if you start off, definitely start in Inkscape. But once you decide that you're going to take this a little more seriously, you definitely want to transition over. And I'm going to share 3 reasons why. Number 1, Adobe Illustrator is just by far much more seamless. The way that things are laid out, it's very smooth. It's less glitchy. And when I say glitchy, Inkscape has several glitches in the current update where, for example, depending on how many fonts you have, if you click on the font selection menu and start scrolling, it will immediately shut down for some reason. It could be you're in the middle of designing and Inkscape will just shut down. So if you haven't saved your design, you're out of luck. And so there's a couple different things. Is it a great program to start with? Absolutely. But if you're going to be doing this more frequently, or you're going to eventually be selling them, Adobe Illustrator is just going to give you a much more seamless and less frustrating process as you're creating your design. So that's number 1. Number 2, the second reason why I think you should transition over is because in Adobe Illustrator, the size that you save your file at, it opens up at the same size in your Cricut Design Space or in your Silhouette Studio. Inkscape doesn't always work cooperatively with Cricut Design Space. And so sometimes you might open up a file that looks ginormous when in Adobe Illustrator, you've saved it at a regular, in Inkscape, you've saved it at a regular size. When you're using Adobe Illustrator, it kind of locks in your size so that then when you open it in your design space or in your Silhouette Studio, it opens up at the same size. And that's huge because that way, if you're trying to get something really, really exact, it's nice to have it, the size that you save it in is the size that it opens it in. And Inkscape doesn't always do that. So that's reason number 2. And then reason number 3, why I think if you are going to be designing long term, that eventually you should move over to Adobe Illustrator is because there's a paid support team with Adobe Illustrator. So Inkscape is totally free. There's lots of resources online, places you can get information. As we know and as we've talked about, there's lots of ways to do the same thing. So everybody's going to kind of have their own opinion. With Adobe Illustrator, there's actually a paid support, customer support team that if something shuts down, if something's happening, if something's glitching, that you can directly reach out to because it's a paid program where you don't have that on the other programs. And so if you're somebody who wants to be able to make sure you have that support for what you're paying for, Adobe Illustrator is amazing. And they have a great customer support team. They get back very quickly, and they have a huge variety of resources on their website and in their Creative Cloud as well. So in my personal opinion, those are the three reasons why, if you are going to design for a longer term, rather than just try it out and then, this isn't for me, I think that you should move over to Adobe Illustrator. Like I said, though, when you're starting off, start with Inkscape. It's totally free. Get your feet wet. And then when you transition into Illustrator, it'll be a much smoother transition because you'll already be comfortable with it. So quick review. Number one, it's less glitchy. Number two, you can save things and they will open up at the size that you saved them. And then number three, because it's a paid program, you actually have customer support that can help you out if you get in a bind or a pinch. So those are the three reasons why I think that Adobe Illustrator is superior and why you should eventually move over into that program. If you have a question about designing or about software, make sure to send it over at info@mydesignsandthechaos.com, and potentially your question will be featured in our Daily Dose of Design series. If you found value in today's video, I would love it if you sprinkled the love a little bit on whatever platform it is that you are watching on. And then if you want to get these every single day in your inbox to make sure that you don't miss a single one, make sure to click the link below and sign up for that. And that way, every day you'll get them in your inbox and you'll have them as a resource for you. I hope you'll have a wonderful day today, and I look forward to seeing you guys back tomorrow with episode number 12. Bye, guys.